Hello friends, welcome to QuizUp Starter Kit all-in-one with the admin tool. As promised, I have re-implemented existing Objective-C project into Swift 4.2. So also I am providing a new theme, that is a light theme. So before, when you download the package, you will get these two folders. So one is admin tool for creating your quiz data. uh, I'll explain in deep depth once I finish the demo. And so for now, I'll just minimize. And next is Swift project, your Xcode project, which is completely in Swift. So let me give you a quick demo of the application. So if you have already watched demo videos, so then just forward this demo. Yeah. This is a universal project which runs on both tablets and all the phones. You can see now it is running on iPhone 6s Plus with iOS 12. So I have logged into the game center. If you are not logged into the game center, it will launch a screen for logging in. So you can see the main screen remains same with play quiz, multiplayer, more categories, world score options. So let me start with play quiz. So I have three categories. I'll start with car. You can see the game screen also has been changed. This is explanation. If question has explanation, then only it will show, otherwise it will go to next question. This is a picture question. Yeah, so you can see this is a video question. Yeah. So I'll answer it wrong. Even we have negative points. So timer based score can be enabled. If non-timer based score is enabled, it will give full points in any time. And also you can put full points when full points before some time, like 5 seconds. If user answers within 5 seconds, give full points. If not, then calculate based on a timer. Okay, so this is the final screen. I have scored 9 points. This is the first score, and this will be my high score. So I'll go to home screen. So I'll show you. Yeah, so 83% of the questions have been attempted from this category. Since I have very less number of questions, the 83% is completed. And once I attempt all the questions, it will be 100%. So let me play a non-timer based quiz. So David Beckham. This is picture questions, and this is against Africa in 2002. Yeah, the highest possible. Yes, that is 55. Now I'll answer wrong. You can see only I know the answers. That's why I'm answering quickly. So table tennis. This is a non-timer based. You can take as much as time you want to play the game. So you can even skip the question. So you can even rate the application through default rating alert. And Admob integration has been done for full screen and banner ads. So this is my sports. You can see the theme color is the same of sports. Now I scored 55, and this is my first score. That's why this is the highest score also. And then we have multiplayer 1-to-1. This new screen has been introduced. So we have play now. You can directly start playing by selecting categories. Let me start with play now. So I'll choose people category. So in simulator, the game center screen may not appear immediately, so I need to click 1 or 2 times, but it works fine in device. Yeah, so I'll start with automatic matching. answer is Walt Disney. You can see the beautiful transmission from one image to another image. These are all our picture questions, I think, in people. So answer it wrongly. This is father for apple, and this is father for people. Yeah. So you can see this is the final screen for multiplayer 1-to-1. Now you can see it's opponent's turn. Once the opponent is played, you will get the notification on device that who has won and who has lost. So you can start a new match also. You can see the world score and you can share the screen. I'll go back into multiplayer screen again, and you can see there is one pending match which was played before, not this one. So here I can even attend this match if any pending match is there. So my wins will take you to the leaderboards of number of wins you have achieved. So I have 12 wins. So if I go back, you can see leaderboards. This total wins is my multiplayer leaderboard and achievements. Since I have since I have 12 wins, so these achievements for 10 wins this will be unlocked. For 20 wins you can add your leaderboards if you want, and this is optional also. If you don't want if you don't want achievements, you can ignore this feature. And these are the category wise scoring. So every category you play, the score will be added to that particular category, and this is accumulated in nature. And the one which comes at the final screen, that is not accumulated, that is per play. And, okay, so this is the world score again, the same thing to see the score stats. And more category. Right now I do not have any categories for sale, but in-app purchase has been enabled. That's why this more category button is showing up. So what I'll do is I'll just convert this people category into paid one. So what I'll do is I'll just go to my people category, and I'll let me see what is the com.apps.whatsapp.pl. So I suppose this is the product identifier for in-app purchase. Saved it. So I need to rerun the application. You can see quiz data is present within the application. Famous people. Okay, sorry, that was the wrong product identifier which I used. I'll just replace it with correct one and save the data. Rerun the application. Yeah, now click on more categories. Now you can see that buy button has come for people category. So user can buy this category. Once the category is bought, that will appear in play quiz. Now it has gone since it is for purchase. Okay, you can see in settings we have sounds on off and show explanations. So if you turn this off, and you won't be able to see the explanations. for the questions, even if it has explanation, and remove ads and restore all your purchases of the application. And this is info, which is you can configure this text and the title for the screen. So I'll show you before before going to configuration. I'll show you how to change this application to the light theme. So what I do is you just need to go to your project folder in Swift and QuizApp 1.0. So what you need to do is you just change this light theme. Just first change existing the theme. Assets is the one which has been picked by the project. So I'll just rename it to assets dark, and now I'll rename the light to assets. So once this is done, you just need to rerun the application. So this decision you have to make before uploading to iTunes store. Yeah, now you can see the icon has been changed and splash screen is changed. So we'll observe that the text color is white. So we will change that text color. So in light theme, white text color doesn't look appealing. So go to search for configuration file. Select this first option and search for configuration.plist and go here. In interface setting, app text color, I'll make it black text. Okay, so I'll rerun the app. Now you can see completely different new theme app. The layout remains same, so I'll quickly show how the screens looks. And you can use light colors for the categories, which looks better than darker colors. Let me show you game screen how it looks. Yeah, so I'll not answer the questions, I'll just skip them. You can just see how all different questions look. Okay, this is the final screen. The final screen is based on category theme color, so it's the same for both dark and light theme. Only text color has been made dark. And multiplayer screen, this is how it looks. And more categories. So everywhere in the app the text color has been changed. If you can see, even this back button is also black. So world score is a game center default UI. Okay, so yeah, now I'll explain what are the features you can configure in configuration file. Just go to this configuration file, which is, you just need to search here configuration, select this file, and you see interface settings are there. Some settings, app text color you can change, main screen, this title if you want to change you can make change here, and this is a category screen title. This you can either say select one or categories, anything you want to change. And this is about screen, this is the about right now. You can change any text you want. And this is about can have both text as well as your web page. So you can have even your web page also. For example, facebook.com/heaven-apps. Just save it. Let's rerun. If make sure that this is a valid URL. Next comes is Feature settings. Before going to feature settings, I'll just show you how the about looks now. Yeah, you can see my Facebook page, have an apps in about. You can even give your website link. Okay, so now next is feature settings. Enable ad support. If you enable this to yes, then you can have ads within the application. That is, you can see main screen has a test ads. Yeah, while configuring test ads, you can just come to this search and look for /4 stars. So you can see whatever changes you can make. So you score 20 points. These all text changes where I have put this search /stars so that you can search all the configurations within the app. I'm going to add some more wherever possible changes you could make with your language or different configurations if any required. The instruction will be given. And for ads, right now I'm using requesting test devices. So you just need to just click here and just you can just comment before uploading the app or archiving the app, and this is not required when you are in when you build app in release mode. Okay, so coming back to configuration file you can see in-app purchase enabled. If this is enabled, then only you're going to see this more categories. That is, we have a people category for sale. So if that is in-app purchase is no, then you're not going to see this one, and also you're not going to see this remove ads and restore ads since in-app purchase is disabled. And this is the identifier for removing ads, product identifier, which you need to create in iTunes. You have to place it here if in-app purchase is enabled. So once the purchase is made, the ads will be removed. Enable game center. Yeah, this is game center. If this is yes, then only we are going to have all the game center features like a multiplayer 1-to-1, world score. If this is no, then we are not going to see multiplayer 1-to-1 world score, and you will be able to see only play quiz and more categories. If more categories only when if you enable in-app purchase. If all the things are disabled, you are going to see only play quiz. Data input format. You can use plist or JSON, whatever the data input format you would like to have. So it doesn't matter which format you're using basically. So this is how it is. If you want to load as a JSON, it will pick the quiz data folder we have in project. You can see the structure. So this is a JSON format and this is a plist format. If you see in JSON format, quiz categories, these are the categories and these are the question files for every category, and these will be loaded into the admin tool. If you choose it as a plist, and these are the categories and these are the question files, and these are the your category icon. So right now I have loaded with the JSON, and even you can see that the sports is a non-timer based. So you can I'll explain how to configure quiz data once I finish configuration file. That is, again search for config, then look for this configuration or playlist. Data input format, use any format. If you already the people those who have this Objective C version of project, they can directly replace quiz data folder in the application. So to replace that, you just need to go to project folder. So here will come from the top. Yeah, you just open the project folder, just look for quiz app 1.0. Inside that, resources, this folder. You just need to replace this folder and the app will work smoothly. And even you can replace your configuration file. You can have your previous project configuration file. You don't need to make any changes. Okay, so app will work smoothly. And next is enable shuffle questions. This will shuffle the questions. If no, the questions will not be shuffled. And this is shuffle answers if you want to shuffle the answers, otherwise displayed in the order. Full points before seconds. This is basically, this is considered when this timer based score is enabled. Suppose if I have 20 seconds for a question, and if user answers within 5 seconds, if I want to give full points, then it will consider this configuration. I have configured it as 5, so that every question answered before 5 seconds, it will give full points. After that, it will calculate based on time based score. If time based score is no, then this is not applicable. Full points before seconds is not applicable. Highlight correct answer if answered wrong. If this is yes, then only you are going to see that which is the correct answer if you have answered wrong. If it is no, then it will just show that whether the answer is correct or wrong. Parental gate. This you need to enable if your app is targeted for children, um, so that we can avoid what do you say, in-app purchases which are made by mistake. So enabling this parental gate will ask one mathematical question which they need to resolve. Once it is resolved, then it will proceed with the purchase. So Apple may reject your app if you do not enable this to yes, if the app is intended for kids. And your application iTunes link, right now we are not using this to share because some of the sharing platforms do not allow sharing link or text. Enable multiplayer support. So this is when you enable game center, so you're going to see world scores, but enable multiplayer only when you enable multiplayer, then only you're going to see multiplayer 1-to-1, though it will support leaderboards from game center. And next is total wins leaderboard ID, and this leaderboard ID is number of wins multiplayer uh, for multiplayer feature. You have to create this in iTunes for your in iTunes Connect for your application and replace the leaderboard ID here. And these are the achievements. When you can have any number of achievements which are they need to be within 1,000 points. So you can have I have here 4 achievements. Once you create all the achievements in your application, you just need to replace achievement ID and the number of wins or the points required to unlock this particular achievement. In our case, we have in our case we have 1, 2, 3, 4 achievements. So this name and everything is coming from iTunes Connect. So you don't need to specify a name here. You need to specify achievement ID. Okay, these are the configurations which you can make in configuration.plist. So also you can uh, reskin the app. So what you need to do is, so you need to replace these all images with the same size within the application. So you can see different theme itself if you don't want to use dark or lighter theme. And for launch images, you need to just replace these specific images. What you need to do is just go to right click on this. For splash screens, just right click on this launch image. Make sure that you have selected assets, and here in launch image you can expand here. You can see these all the images. Okay, with the same name, what you can do is you can just same name with same size images, you just need to replace all these files to have your own launch image. Similarly, we have app icon, so you can select here and say show in finder. So With the same name and same size of the image, you have to replace all these icons for replacing your app icon. For rest of the images, you can skin images you can replace. So this is button 1 image, button 2 image, button 3, button 4, like that, with the same size image you have to replace in respective folder. Do not change name of the images, just replace the same size images with same name. Then okay, this is about reskinning, which is very easy, I feel. So you can do that, and even you can change the sounds of your application. Like in resources, you will see background music. This background music is played when you're playing the game. So this is the background music you hear. You can replace that, and if I answer correctly, yeah, this sound is right, and if I answer wrong, this is a wrong sound file. Make sure that these are 1 second or within 1 second sounds. Okay, so next is so if you want to change your application name, then go to product name, select build settings, select the project and build setting, and select the target. Here you can see product name. Here you can change your product name. So in release or this one, you can just change your product name. For example, if I want to have trivia, you can just type trivia here and save it. So even you can do it from your info.plist, I think. Application product identifier, bundle name, product name. Yeah, I think you can change it here also. Okay, so capabilities right now, if you are supporting Game Center, you need to turn on this Game Center. In-app purchase if you're supporting, uh, and yeah, and other things we do not require. Okay, so now I'll start with data configuration. So I'll just show you how to add one more category. I'll add one more category and play that game. Just what you need to do is I'll just open the admin tool freshly so that you can understand from the beginning. So I just open my, yeah, just quit it. Yeah, this is the admin tool. You can see. So currently, if I want to load existing quiz data, just click on load quiz data. Would you like to save existing quiz data? So if you have modified anything, so you can say let me save and then click on save. Otherwise, anyways, continue. We'll discard existing changes. And yeah, so your quiz data, it is located within your application Swift quiz app 1.0 resources and quiz data. You need to select this quiz data folder, not any other folders inside that. Select quiz data folder and make sure that which one you would like to load. Now before selecting quiz data, you can choose JSON or plist. So I want to load JSON, so I'll select quiz data. Quiz data and JSON is selected. I'll just open the project. You can see all the categories have been loaded. So what I'll do is I'll add one more category quickly. So this will be some test category, and I can choose any square image usually, but even you can choose 120 by 120, 200 by 200. Just make sure that the images are smaller one. If you use bigger images, it will take long time to load. It won't take long time to load, but it is a heavy operation. So what I'll do is go on your system, browse any folder and choose whatever the icon you want to have. So I'll choose something this. Okay, so then any description you want to have. So one question I'm going to add, leaderboard ID is required. So I'm not going to play this game, but the leaderboard ID is optional when game center is disabled. Otherwise, this is required. A product identifier, if you want to give it for purchase, then there is one question already. This is test question. Okay, and points you can configure negative points. Duration of a question, I'll make it 15 seconds. And you can choose any media type it is associated with, picture, video, true, false, media or question type. So in my case, I'll just make it as normal. This one option, you can say this is correct answer. No need to bother if you have enabled shuffle options. The order will be changed in the application. This will be wrong. 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 Okay, so that for my understanding, I have just kept this is correct or wrong. If you require any, this is correct answer explanation. You can see. So quiz meta. So let me add one more question. This is second question. Okay, so let all be the same. I'll just make it as correct, wrong, explanation, save data. So my limit, I'll keep it 2. So 2 questions are there. If you have 1000 questions, just make sure that you'll configure it as 10, 20, whatever the number you want, not all 1000 questions. Users may not play all the questions at once. Just save it, and make sure that you'll add the category image which looks good, otherwise UI does not look that good. So I have saved the data, just rerun the application. My system is a bit slow. Thank you for your patience. So waiting for the device launching. Yeah. Now you can see splash screen. You can replace whichever you want. Structure. So all the naming has been made with standard class names. What is the model? We have model for category in question, and singleton classes if any, and for multiplayer, helper, and third party. I do not have any third party this one, and customize cells. Yeah. Prequels. Yeah, you can see I have not changed the color of the category, so that's why it's the same. Let me play. Yeah, this is a test question, so I will answer correctly. This is correct. Correct explanation, you saw that, and this is wrong. You can answer wrong. Yeah. So make sure that you add leaderboard ID for this category so that the your score will be recorded. Okay, so yeah, I hope you like the product. So if any queries, please do feel free to email me at haveanapps swift@gmail.com, or you can even visit my Facebook page. And, thank you for your time. If anything is missing or anything needs to be added, I'll create one more video. And please, uh, uh, please upgrade your existing source code with this latest Swift version, and just replace the configuration.plist and quiz data folder to get it uh, running with Swift 4.2, and which will run on all the iPhone X, iPhone XS, iPhone X Max, all the devices from iOS, from iPhone 5, that is iPhone SE, to all the top devices, mobile phones and tablets. Thank you for your time. See, bye bye.